The national anthem of Tanzania, Mungu Ibariki Afrika. The national anthem of Tanzania, Mungu Ibariki Afrika, God Bless Africa, is one of the most cherished anthems on the African continent. Its origin goes beyond Tanzania's borders, for it is based on the famous African liberation hymn composed in 1897 by Enoch Sontonga, a South African teacher and choir master. The hymn, originally sung in Xhosa, became a unifying cry for African dignity and freedom, later spreading across the continent. But how does a man from a different nation end up composing the highest song of honor for another country? Was Enoch Sontonga living in Tanzania at that time? Allow me to unfold the story of how a South African unknowingly gave birth to what would become Tanzania's most cherished song. See, Enoch Sontonga was not Tanzanian. He was a South African teacher and Methodist choir master in Johannesburg. In 1897, he composed a hymn called Nkosi Sikelel iAfrika, translated to Lord Bless Africa. This was primarily for his school choir. It was never meant for Tanzania specifically, but it carried a message of unity, hope, and divine blessing that resonated across the entire continent. Here's how it became Tanzania's anthem. The hymn spread quickly beyond South Africa, especially among African churches and liberation movements. Its gentle but powerful plea for God's blessing spoke to people in many African countries struggling under colonial rule. By the mid-20th century, Nkosi Sikelel iAfrika had become a pan-African hymn of resistance, dignity, and solidarity. It was sung at political rallies, protests, and church gatherings from South Africa to East Africa. When Tanganyika, later united with Zanzibar to form Tanzania, gained independence in 1961, the leaders wanted a national anthem that reflected unity, African identity, and a prayerful spirit rather than a militaristic tone. They chose this hymn, translating and adapting it into Swahili as Mungu Ibariki Afrika. The Swahili lyrics were carefully written to reflect Tanzanian identity, harmony, and reverence to God. What makes Mungu Ibariki Afrika remarkable is not only its history, but also its soothing, gentle, and deeply moving melody. It does not march or roar. Instead, it flows softly, like a prayer carried on the wind. It uplifts the heart, heals the spirit, and unites millions every time it is sung. If it were judged as a recorded piece of music, its elegance and soul-stirring calm would surely make it worthy of an Oscar award, standing proudly among the greatest compositions in world history. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let us rise, place our hands across our chests, remove our hats in reverence, and honor Mungu Ibariki Afrika, the national anthem of Tanzania.
Mungu Ibariki Afrika, wabariki viongozi wake, hekima, umoja na amani. Hizi ni ngao zetu, Afrika na watu wake. Ibariki Afrika, ibariki Afrika, tubariki watoto wa Afrika.